It is Monday night, and we are live in the Madhouse with the Maverick Soul Hour with Tommy Maher. We got a great show for you tonight. It's been a kind of a rough week, so let me do what I usually do. Let me talk about my week. Well, last week my band Hollow Point, we were playing at KJ Farrell's, and we were going on at 7:30. And we went on at 7:15, and it was the day after the snowstorm, and the place was packed. I didn't even think it would be open. It was actually packed. To the gills, it was packed. And so we did our 2.5-hour set, and then at the last minute, the owner came over and said, "The other band's not coming. Can you go till 12:30?" So I was like, "Oh my God!" So we had a great show there. The band was good. Everybody played great. It was a fun night. Everybody had a lot of good times. It was good times had by all, and the band really stepped up and played some good stuff, let me tell you. Secondly, I would like to thank Godfrey Townsend. Godfrey, thanks so much for letting us rerun your show last week, because our guest got snowed in here, and with all the taxes we pay in Suffolk County, she couldn't even get out here because she couldn't get her street plowed for days and days and days. So we apologize for that, and we thank you, Godfrey, so much for letting us rerun that. And you are a blessing to us, and I know we're going to be doing something with you real soon, so I'm looking forward to that with Mr. Neville's Chesters. I'm going to have him come and surprise you, so we'll be doing that. Also, a very, very, very big announcement. I really, really want you guys on Long Island to really get behind this, because this is one of our own, and she, to me, is, the whole band is phenomenal. You guys all know her mostly if you're from Long Island. Amber Ferrari, she's going to be doing her CD party on March 9th at the 89 North in Patchogue. Richie Canada from Billy Joel Band's going to be playing with her. I'm going to be doing Maverick Soul Show is going to be doing her show, her CD release party, and we're going to be doing interviews before the show. During this, we're going to have some live. We're not going to show so much live to give her album away, but we're also going to do some interviews after the show, because I'm excited for them, because they're all really, really good people, and they're really a great, great tight band. Chris, her husband, plays lead guitar, phenomenal player, bass player, drummer, saxophone player. Everybody is great. Donna is an amazing sax player. So please get your tickets for that. There's going to be a lot of celebrities there. It's going to be an awesome show. It is going to be the place to be on Long Island on March 9th. 89 North, Amber Ferrari CD release party. Don't miss it. And plus, there's going to be lots of prizes. There's going to be television. You're going to be on TV. It's going to be a good thing. So Amber, good luck with that one. And we're behind you with that 100%. So get your tickets while you still can. It's going to be a great, 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 great show. Also, on the sad side, like you guys know, especially my Woodstock people know, my best buddy in the world, Roy Howard, that owns Yazga's Farm, passed away. And Janine and I were fortunate and honored enough to be invited by the family to go up Saturday for a private memorial service for him at the Fat Lady Cafe up in on White Lake up there. And I got to tell you, it was if you were going to pass away, it was so beautiful. All of his kids got up, and everybody spoke. We had some music there, but it was his true friends and true family were there. And it was, I got to tell you, it was actually really beautiful, because like we were sitting, the whole back was all glass, and the lake is right there, and people were ice skating on the lake, and the band was playing some blues, and and Roy always had me sing House of the Rising Sun. Whenever I was with him, he always wanted me to sing House of the Rising Sun. So they asked me if I would do that, because Rachel Holt's band played up there, which was great. They played the whole night. And it was just a beautiful, beautiful. The tears were flowing, but for such an American hero as he, to me, he is the Woodstock Guru. I even dedicated, and now he is now the Woodstock Guru. So now on my page, the Woodstock Guru, he is now the Woodstock Guru, because I don't think anybody ever did, and I don't care who you name, that was ever involved with Woodstock. I think Roy Howard did more to keep the spirit of Woodstock alive than anybody alive or passed on. He's done it, and he never did it for money. He never did it. All he ever did it to make people happy, and that's the kind of man he was. He was a true hero to me, and I miss him very, very dearly. And Leslie and Zach and Eric and the whole family and Gerald, you know, our hearts go out to you. And I got to tell you, it was a beautiful, beautiful memorial, and we were honored to be there. So thank you so much for having us. It was amazing, amazing. It's still with me, believe me. There was some, just, I don't even want to get into it because it's heavy duty. So that was great. We got back from there yesterday. I also want to talk about, Vince Martell from the Vanilla Fudge asked me to do a little shout out in a Shadow Morton, which was a producer of I believe a couple of the Fudge's albums. He passed away, so our prayers and blessings go out to him and his family. And I'm sure from the Vanilla Fudge, I know Vince was very upset. I just talked to him right before the show. So our prayers go out to his family. So please, everybody say a prayer, or whatever your thing is, send good vibes or whatever it is. Send some strength to his family, because he was from, I mean, I never met him personally, but when these guys tell me the guy was a really good guy, he was a really good guy. So that's that. I also want to just say that I have a great guest here tonight. I'm not going to tell you right now, but we're going to go to a commercial, and when we come back, I'm going to introduce you to my guest this evening, and we're going to talk about some rock and roll, because this guy knows his rock and roll. And when we get back, you're going to find out, and we're going to get down. So all you guys, get yourself tight, get yourself right. We'll be right back with the Maverick Soul right here at the Madhouse. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware.
We have 3 of the largest showrooms of safes on display and in stock. You can see and touch them in person instead of browsing a catalog. We carry gun and rifle safes, burglary safes, jewelry safes, fire rated from a half hour to 2 hour. Famous name brands.
We sell Gardol.
We sell AMSAC.
The new AMSAC touchscreen.
If you're ever in need of a safe, think Brooklyn's best locksmith and hardware. Right, Lockie?
That's right, Alan.
For professional motorcycle transport and towing, think Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing. Proudly serving all of Long Island, we feature expert handling and 24/7 service. So send a limo for your toy with Kickstart Fabrications Motorcycle Towing.
Welcome to Formula Auto Wash, where every day is a great day for a car wash. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 5:30 p.m. Sundays 8 a.m. till 4 p.m. Detailing packages for every budget, starting out at $29.99. 100% hand wash and detail centre. Hogshair and microfiber brushes and mitts. Proudly using Ecolab Blue Coral soaps and waxes. Formula Auto Wash has served the community for over 30 years. Senior discounts all day, every day. Ladies' Day Wednesday, $3 off any wash. Early bird discount Monday through Thursday till 9:30 a.m. Check out our website, formulaautowash.com.
We are back live in the Madhouse, and believe me, it's a madhouse here tonight with Tommy Maher right on the Maverick Soul Hour here. And I'm going to give you a hint first. Let me just go with Can you see that? Nah, that's not the picture. This is an easy one, Vic.
No?
Okay, we got that? Rag.
Ready?
Rag is the name of the magazine. It is...
Hold up.
Oh. Okay, Rag. The #1 magazine in Jersey for music. And right here I have the owner of Rag, Mr. Donnie G himself. And he is my man, and he is here. And this guy knows some rock and roll, and he knows a lot of people that I know too. So, Mr. Donnie G, let's go. First of all, it's a pleasure and an honor to have you here.
I was going to say the same thing. I'm honored to be on the Maverick Soul Hour.
Well, that's cool, because you look like a Maverick. Yeah, we've been talking for an hour, so we're cool. We come from the same place, and we have a lot of the same friends, by the way,
Absolutely.
too. So, Vince, we're going to give you a shout out, right? We might as well give Vince a shout out right away. Vince Martell from Vanilla Fudge, Chocolate Fudge. You are our man.
When
right,
the Rag came back into print, Vince was the inaugural picture. He was the front cover for the October issue when we brought it back.
Well, I'll tell you, he's been one of my favorites since I'm 15 years old. Wow. I mean, 67, man, that album, I wore out probably 5 of those albums. And still, I never left the Vanilla Fudge. I never, ever left them. I played their music my whole life. And anywhere I ever went, I brought it with me.
That just goes to show you good music is good music, and it's going to stay around.
And I've seen them 25 times. I mean, really. And we've seen them a lot lately. We just did a show with them. I did an interview with Vince and that at Tanner Park over here. It was supposed to be a big tornado. Ended up being beautiful. And we had a great night. So it was good. And Peg, all love to you too also. So, Mr. Donnie G.
Yes, Tom.
How did we get started?
Well, with the Rag was always a dream of mine, and actually the name came from my associate editor and graphics person, Paul Bagdanoff. Mm-hmm. He always wanted a magazine that was called The Rag that had good writing, because basically they're all rags. But essentially what happened was I was writing for the Ocean View and the Shore View.
Right.
And I finally found my niche. I promoted bands for years, and now I was able to promote it through my writing. And I always loved music, and I was writing theater, music, writing even satire articles for them. When they decided to shut the paper down, I was like devastated, because this was a job that, I mean, it was my dream job.
Right.
Okay, so I went back to work at a regular retail job for a while, because we all need to pay bills. And then in 2001, because the paper shut down in 2001, I lost my father.
Me too.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. It's tough.
It's tough every day.
And in 2002, I was getting these chest pains, you know, and I'm like, they thought it was neuropathy due to diabetes, but it wasn't.
Panic attacks.
What's that?
Panic attacks?
No, they weren't panic attacks. Basically, what happened was, one day I woke up from it, went to emergency. In emergency, they put me on the patch right away. Turned out, I ended up going in for a triple bypass.
Wow.
They said that my arteries were tied so bad that they couldn't even schedule me for the operation. I went from the catheterization right into the operation. So it was like, it was really a life-changing moment for me, because I'm recuperating. And there's this guy, Stuart Fisher, who was a director, and he directed shows at New Jersey Rep, which is a theater. It's an equity theater in Long Branch. And I was actually in one of his shows where he was my director. I'm recuperating, and I'm reading in the newspaper that he passed away from a heart problem. He was taking people in for auditions, and he just flat out passed out and was dead on the spot. And I'm like, my God, I mean, how does it happen to one person and somebody else survives? So I was like, you know, I have a purpose. So still going back to my retailing job, rehabilitating and all that, I decided at one point, I said, I got to start this paper that me and, I'm going to refer to him, Paul Bagdanoff, as Bear now, because that's what most people know him as. And I called Bear up and I said, you know, I said, let's start the Rag. And he's like, you got the money? I said, I don't have a dime. I says, we're going to start it anyway, and we're just going to get it as we go along. And sure enough, that's what we did. and that was March of 2004. I ran the paper for 5 years in print as a newspaper format, very similar to like you would pick up a Coaster or an Asbury Park Press, like that tabloid size. And then with the economy tanking, after 5 years, I stopped that and then eventually just went to an online format. Me being old school, that kind of drove me crazy.
Yeah.
And the online thing, I mean, you got young kids doing things online that, you know, who knows who's who, and,
you want them in the studios. That's where you want them.
Yeah, you know, exactly. And, you know, so in October of 2012, brought the paper back and we went to a smaller format, you know, size-wise, more like a skate magazine format.
Right.
And after seeing Vince Martell down at BB King's and being a friend of T.C. Tolliver's, I went up to Vince and said, "How would you
give TC a shout out too? We had him on the show.
Oh yeah,
TC,
we
need
man,
you
here's
here
to
again.
You. We're going to be talking about you, man. Don't worry about it."
That's right. Get ready.
Absolutely. And but you know, I thought it'd be great to have him as my first cover story, and then the rest is like month after month again.
TC's a good man.
Yeah,
good
TC
man.
is a great guy.
Yeah. All right, we got a phone call. Let's see what we got here. You got the Maverick Soul.
Hey, it's the little Brit.
Mr. Neville Chesters, how are you, my brother?
Tommy Maher, I'm very well, and you?
I'm talking to you, so I'm doing all right, and I guess you're doing all right.
I am. I can't get you. It's not working on my thing. It's not working on my computer. I'm just going to try it in. I'm going to try in Internet Explorer. But,
okay. Yeah, that's how I go through. You know.
Yeah, I hate using it, but how's it going?
Well, I have a very special guest here tonight. We just talked to Vince Martell. It's going very well. And he knows a lot of the people that you know. He T.C. Tolliver, and he knows a lot of your people, too. For anybody who doesn't know, this is Mr. Neville Chesters, who was the road manager for Jimi Hendrix, Cream, and The Who. Should I say any more? I mean, it doesn't get really much bigger than that. So, are you okay? Everything's cool?
I'm fine. I just logged in and I couldn't get it, so I thought I'll call in. And anyway, you're doing the show, so go. I'm going to try and I'll try and pick it up.
All right. Well, say hello to my guest, Donnie G.
Hello, Donnie G.
How's it going, man? You worked with some really big people.
I don't know. I fell into it, you know. I fell off the back of a lorry.
He's the celebrity of all road managers right here.
Well, you fell into it well.
I'm trying to pick you up. I'll get it, and you go with the show, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, Neville, we love you. Thanks for calling, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Love you.
Or later.
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Great guy. Great guy. Great guy.
Sounds like it.
Great guy.
Great mystery.
We bring him out a lot with us, and we have dinners a lot. We bring him over Janine's mom's for dinner and that, and he's just, I love the guy. He's just such a sweet man and a real good-hearted guy. But I don't want to take too much time. Oh, you have no idea. And you got to hear the ones that I can't tell. Because he's the guy who did all the business for them. You know, I mean, that's the guys who really know, even more than those guys know, because they don't remember. He remembers.
Absolutely. So, we'll wait till the cameras stop rolling and we'll talk about it.
All right, yeah. So now, like, you've been writing for like 13 years now,
yes.
And how long now that you started in 2004?
Well, 2004 was the start for the Rag.
Right, that's what I mean.
Right, yeah. And before that, I've written for the Shoreview, which was a local newspaper. I was doing their entertainment section. And then I was doing the Ocean View. There was a paper called the Shore Herald. I did a column that was just known as the Music Beat with Donnie G. And then Night and Day, which was a center section of some of those papers every now and then, and now it's its own paper. I had a couple articles in there also.
Cool. Well, I mean, I've looked at, he's sent me this magazine, and I'll tell you something. As a musician, I mean, this is very cool. So, I mean, anybody in Jersey, I mean, you gotta pick this thing up. I mean, do you put it in studios and stuff like that?
Yeah, it runs from Keyport down through Toms River right now, but I'm going to be mailing some out to expand the area even more. I have it in some rehearsal studios. It's in coffee shops. It's in restaurants. It's in libraries.
Well, I'll tell you what. All you guys in Jersey that are musicians or producers or club owners or anything, this is the guy you need to get a hold of, because let me tell you something. This magazine is where musicians get their information from. Just like we have one here on Long Island. That's when you walk in any studio, there's a stack of them, and everybody takes them. So if you're not getting this magazine, go out or call up Reg. Or you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook.
If you need them, and if you have a studio and you want them, call him. And if you want to put an ad in his paper, call him. I mean, you're silly if you're not, because this is where the action is. The action's really, not everybody's doing this. They like to see things. And I know, like, when I go in the studio, the first thing we do is grab the magazine, our local magazine, that gives all the information for the music that's happening in this area. And that's basically what you're doing.
Can I shout out an email?
You can shout out anything you want, man.
Well, you could reach me at Donnie, DONNIEG, at TheRagRocks, ROCKS.com.
I like it.
There you go.
I like it. My email has got to.
And I try to answer everybody, so.
Well, we have another call, and
Okay.
I believe it's somebody that knows you.
Okay.
I think it's Jeff. Do we know a Jeff? You got the Maverick Soul.
Hey, Tom, I just want to say, Madhouse TV rocks.
Oh, is this Chef Eddie Ed?
Now, you guys are really great, and I'm calling to ask Donnie. Yeah, it's Chef Eddie Ed. Hey, Donnie, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Ed?
You're on a delay, so if you're try not to pay attention to what you're listening to there. You gotta, you were on a 3-second delay, so.
Well, let me say something about Mr. Eddie Ed.
Okay.
I did. We were working a China White Memorial show, and Chef Eddie Ed supplied the lasagna for the evening. He is
you gotta come
amazing.
down to Madhouse.
He's
Oh, sure.
He's an amazing cook. He has cooked for Hulk Hogan in the past. Right, Ed?
Yeah, man.
Would you like to elaborate while you're on the phone? Or you want me to promote you?
You're listening to your you're listening to your computer. You gotta.
I love it.
I
love cooking, and we did the China White. We did charity event for them. Because Phil, what happened to Phil, and it was just great. I mean, we had a great time. The music was great, and the Rag Rocks and Madhouse TV. You guys are awesome. I mean.
Well, it's a good combination, right? The old 1-2. Well, I know when I got a good guy here, and I know this guy is the real deal, so that's what I like, because I don't like, I like the real people, the true ones, and he's a true one. And I know what he's doing is from his heart and his soul, and I can dig that, that's for sure. So you guys got to do some promotion for him over there in Jersey and get that magazine out in all the studios. And
Tom, I'm going to be cooking at Michael's Rock and Roll Cafe. So we're going to get the magazine in there.
All right. And maybe we'll come down and we'll do a show from there, too.
Sure. Come on down. We'll cook some good food for you, fill you up, and, we'll have a good time and rock out now.
That's what it's all about, bro.
I'm going to hold you to that, Ed.
We got you on. We got you on TV now. We can rerun this, so we got you locked.
Gotcha, man.
You got anything?
You and Donnie. I mean, I've done work with Donnie, on radio shows and stuff, and we have such a good time when we get together. Tom.
Yeah, well, he's the right kind of guy. You want to go?
He's awesome. So are you, man.
Thanks. We really appreciate it, and we're glad that you called in. Anything else you want to say to Donnie before?
Yeah. When's the China White?
We are going to be talking about the reunion. We will be talking about that very short. Well, why don't we talk about it now?
Well, being that you're asking.
Both of you, Donnie and Tom, have an awesome night, and this is Chef Eddie Ed.
All right, Chef Eddie Ed, you rock, man, and you just hang in there and listen, because we're going to talk right now about the reunion. Okay?
All right, bud. Take care.
All right, thanks so much for calling in. Peace.
You guys rock. Take
Thanks.
care now.
Later.
All right, being that he brought that up.
China White.
Yeah, China White was a band I used to manage. It was early 90s. And actually, the one player who's still going really strong is Josh Zuckerman. he still plays around all the clubs. He's known pretty much throughout the United
Is he
States.
a Facebook relation? Or?
Yeah, well, no Facebook relation, but he's
Thank
on
God.
Facebook. Yeah, no relation to the other Zuckerman, who we won't talk about.
No.
But and now Paul Galazewski, who was the drummer for the band, is playing in his band, the Josh Zuckerman band. 2 years ago, the last guitar player in China White, Peter Caroselli, was killed in a car accident in Pennsylvania. So we did a memorial show. That's what Ed was talking about when he was saying that he cooked for that show. We plan on doing an occasional China White show because we did a China White reunion at the Starland Ballroom, and there was over 700 people there, and the electricity was unbelievable, and it was like a giant flashback for me and for the guys in the band too. Now we do have to fly in our bass player Edward Daly, and he'll be coming in from Arizona, and Pete Irwin, the original guitar player, who I love dearly, great guy, is going to be picking up all the newer songs and the songs he was on. And it's going to be a great time. I plan on booking it in May. Now, I will inform Tommy when I have a date that he could announce on the show, and it's also going to be on the rag, in the rag, and on the rag. Wow. It's going to be
we know too many of them too.
And it's going to be on our website, theragrocks.com. So
and that's the guys, that ain't the girls either.
Absolutely. But yeah, it definitely we're going to be announcing that. We're planning for a May show. I'm in the process of talking to clubs right now, and everybody will be posted. And there's also a China White page on Facebook that you can look up.
Well, maybe we can come down and do the show.
That would be great. Yeah.
Maybe we could do a live show from there,
That's cool.
Or shoot the show and show it on a Monday night.
Yeah, I'll send you some music so you can hear what they were like.
I trust you, man. I trust you. I know where you're coming from. I trust you.
All right, that's cool.
So that's pretty much going to be locked in stone then. It's going to happen.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen as soon as I get the exact dates and everything rolling. Right. I like doing it way in advance because there's going to be a big promotional push behind it.
Yeah, cool. That sounds cool. Writers.
Okay.
I wanted to touch on your writers.
Yes, I have a great team that's contributing to the rag. Our writers are artists in their own right. Gail Licata is a musical performer. Right now her band is called Eden. And
Eden?
Eden, E-D-E-N.
Like the land
of Eden. Yep, Garden of Eden.
God, that's it.
Yeah.
Land.
Somebody ate that apple.
Land of the Giants.
And she performs around. I love the work that Coffee House Todd sends in. Todd Golden, he runs a lot of the open mics in the area. He's at a lot of them, and you can always see him on stage with the
good
tambourine.
Inside info.
Yeah,
that's good.
And also I have Stina Harris, who's I think was one of my prize finds because she's somebody that came out of the scene that I didn't know, and she's turned out to be a really great writer. I have Warren Disbrow, who contributes movies. You know, he actually, I sent you a picture of a horror movie that I was in, and that was his, Scarlet Moon. And
I saw that.
And he does, that's not the real me.
We tried to get it up, actually, but I don't know, whatever happened over there.
No problem. We have my nephew, Chris Grigori, is my anime expert, so he does anime reviews. Shane Olivier, he does an occasional video game review because even though we're old school, we want to keep some of that new gaming stuff there, but you do have to read it in print and hold the magazine.
Oh, well, for the kids nowadays, that's a hard thing to do, pick up a paper, I mean, they don't even teach script in school anymore. That's amazing to me.
Really?
I can't believe that. They don't teach script. All right.
And just real quick.
Sure.
Just real quick, Benny Mama, Jen Wynn, you do a great job. Jessica Jarmer's our health expert. And Bill Miller, who does an occasional article and theater review. Thank you. I got them all in.
I'll tell you what. You can't be successful without a good team. And,
absolutely.
And that is the key to any successful business is building a strong team. And it sounds like you got a really strong team going there.
I think so.
And I think you're a sharp guy too. So we're gonna take a commercial. You guys stay tight, get tight, whatever you're doing. We'll be right back with the Maverick Soul Hour with Tommy Maher right here on Madhouse TV.
Old Spice body spray will make you feel so powerful to blow your mind right in front of your face. Goodbye. Oh no! He's like, power.
Automatic freshness, softness, and static control has never been easier with the Bounce Dryer Bar. I just stick it to the inside of my dryer, and I never have to remember.
Oh! Old Spice body spray makes you smell like power! It's so powerful it sells itself in other people's commercials. You smell like outdoor freshness.
You smell like power.
Yeah, I do. Power! Power!
Try this routine.
Ray, I don't know. Are you sure clicking this thing will get us online?
Well, try dragging it.
Faster.
You're just a mouse click away from a better way to rent movies. Blockbuster Total Access. Movies through the mail plus movies through the store. One low price.
Here's the problem. We forgot to plug it in.
Oh! Don't even think about it!
Get a free trial at your Blockbuster store or Blockbuster.com.
This is Beth.
Hi.
Oh, congratulations. When are you due?
I'm not pregnant.
Oh, look at that. Excuse me.
You're totally thin.
You look very sexy.
For life's bleachable moments, all it takes is 3/4 of a cup.
We are back live with the Madhouse with the Maverick Soul Hour. And my special guest, Donnie G, tonight. Rag Magazine, Jersey's #1 music magazine. And if you live in Jersey, or even if you live close by Jersey and you want to know what's going on with the scene, that's the magazine to pick up. Now let me ask you a question.
Sure.
Bands, should they go through you? I mean, if they want to post their shows and advertise through you?
Absolutely,
I would
yes.
think that would be a really smart thing for a band to do.
Yeah, absolutely. They could contact me directly. We have other emails connected to the website, but if they want to go through me, I'm more than happy to speak because I like to know what's going on with everything anyway. I like to, and I like to talk to the bands. You know, if somebody wants to advertise through the paper, I like to get to know the band too because, I mean, eventually there'll be a piece on the band, a CD review.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't matter what kind of music it is.
Right.
It covers everything.
Right.
It could be blues, it could be jazz, it could be heavy metal, it could be punk. I love it all.
Right.
I love good music.
Good music.
Good
That's
music.
Right. Yeah, you know, it's got to be good. But and on that same vein, if in fact you do have a band that you really feel strong about and you really believe in a lot, you let me know and we bring them and put them on a show.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and we'll get them out there. You know, I'd love to do it. I love to give somebody a shot like that. I do.
Well, I know you mentioned something about a new studio.
We're going to be moving to a big house, 3 times the size of this studio with a full stage. We're going to bring the big guns in. We're going to bring the big guns in. We're going to have radio shows. Actually, I believe is going to start tomorrow with a morning drive show at 7:30, him and LJ. Vicky and I are going to be doing a classic rock show every day, 5 days a week, I believe. So it's going to turn. This is going to turn into a big thing. I mean, we're going to have television. We're going to have radio. We're going to lock it up. But we really, 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 for me anyway, I would love launching bands. You know, because I've seen so many great bands that you just know will never get. You know, they'll never get the shot.
Well, I feel the same way because I was at an Asbury Music Awards show. Years back, and the band that was getting ready to play was a band called Last Perfect Thing, and it was funny because the guy came up to me after we did our thing with presenting an award, and he goes, "Man, you gave us our first story." And people don't forget their first story. And one thing I do
but
want
they
to...
don't usually tell you about it, though.
Yeah.
They usually forget you, but they don't forget the story.
Yeah, but they told me about it, which was cool. But one thing I want to mention about your new studio, which I think is cool, and I think the band should know out there, is that when these bands come into this new studio, you're not lip syncing. You're playing.
Oh, you're not lip.
It's live.
You're not lip syncing.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, not just that, we're going to be able to play unsigned artists on the radio,
right?
Which is going to be very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct? I believe we can. Yeah. Well, we're going to anyway.
There you go.
Unsigned artists on the radio.
Yeah, if you're an unsigned artist and you want to send your CD in,
right?
Okay, they can send it in to you,
right?
And we will spotlight them on a full 1 hour show.
Okay.
So we'll play all their music and then have them on the radio live.
We are going to have so many special things going on, and I'm telling you guys, all you young bands or old bands or any band that are good and really just never got that over that hurdle, like my bands, we're going to try to give you that shot, and we're going to play the independent music, and we're going to give these local bands a shot that they never had before, and we're going to play them on the radio. We're going to bring them in the studio live, and we're going to interview them, and we're going to do what's right. You know, what hasn't been done, what this machine has not allowed you to do. We're going to allow you to do it right here in the Madhouse. So, which I think is going to be very cool and fun. That's going to be fun for me because I love that.
And while I'm thinking of it, when that China White reunion does get set, Tommy Maher is going to have a pair of tickets to give away to that. So
there you go.
So there you go. You know, just call into the station. He'll give you the details when he has them in his hand.
Well, we got to make it a little difficult, like a little. We're going to have to come up with something.
Yeah.
We'll come up with something.
Yeah, not too easy.
Yeah. They got to work for the 2 tickets.
There you go. Mm-hmm.
So you're kind of like, you got a lot of things going on, right? You know, you're always moving and shaking, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I know you got something going with T.C. Tolliver, which we know from Madhouse because we've had him on the show with Chocolate Fudge. We've interviewed him. T.C. does communicate with Madhouse quite a bit. Mm-hmm. And would you like to?
I met T.C. Tolliver about in person around 2007, and I was in a place called Club Deep in Asbury Park, which is now the Langosta Lounge, or will be the Langosta Lounge again when they rebuild it after Hurricane Sandy. But he was in a cover band there, and I couldn't believe that a friend of mine's drummer was T.C. Tolliver, so we got to talking. So eventually I did a cover story for him in the Rag when we were doing the tabloid edition, and the guy is like amazing. I mean, it's not what you would think of, the career that he's had.
Yeah.
I was a Plasmatics fan.
Yeah.
All right. And, I'm not even a closet Plasmatics fan. I'll say it right out loud. I loved Wendy O. Williams and the Plasmatics. I seen Wendy O. Williams and the Plasmatics when they were the punk band. Before TC was in it. I never saw TC in the band. TC came into the band when they switched to metal. So I called TC up, and I had this idea because people have always been pushing me to write a book. And I'm saying, I don't know, I guess I could write some fiction, but I'm thinking, why don't I do what I know? So I figured I'm writing a book right now, and it's in the process. It's all fact-finding right now, but it's based on T.C. Tolliver, his days with the Plasmatics, and his history, which goes through Angelo Bofill, goes through Peaches and Herb, and even a band most people might have forgotten about. But when
you mean like 17 Peaches and 1 Herb?
There you go. And even like a band, if anybody remembers the band Angel, how they came out the same time when Kiss came out, and then there was another band called Stars. Well, TC was big friends with Punky Metals, and I'm not going to reveal a lot,
right,
because you have to get the book, and you have to, but just what I found out about the Plasmatics is like, it blew my mind, because it's not anything of what you would think. You have to read the book.
Yeah, well, you know, that's why, like I tell Neville, Neville, he's been on the show a few times, okay, and I've hung out with him 50 times.
Right.
He has a diary from 1966 or 5 or whatever of every day. And this is spending time with Brian Epstein, living with Brian Epstein, with Beatles when they were doing Magical Mystery Tour, I believe.
Wow.
And Paul McCartney would meet him every night at Brian's house. They'd open the door and give him the tapes of the day, and they would listen to it. This guy has stories like, and I'm like, and he goes, he's never even read him. He's never even read the diary. I was like, God, you know, so like, you know, this stuff should be out there so it can be passed down so that these kids can see what it was, you know, what it was really like. I mean, I love that they're going back to vinyl again now, you know, and all this perfect pitch and stuff. I mean, let's hear the live. You can't do it live, don't do it, you know, don't do it.
A lot of that's missing nowadays.
Well, that's
there's no
I don't want to say it again, I'll get habit for saying it again.
There's no record stores.
Right.
There's you know,
that's very sad. I used to love going to like Tower Records or even, you know, any of them, Sam Goodies or whatever.
And the mom and pop places. I'd go to a record store in Manhattan on 23rd Street where there would be some cool guy in there who's a band, and we'd swap notes, you know, and it's amazing. You know, you go in there and you go to buy one thing, they have recommendations for you. You have recommendations for them. I mean, this is the whole communication process. I mean, that's what made music great.
When you go into, like I go, like, you know, you remember old Colony Records and all, and you go in there, you actually feel like them Star Trek kids, you know, or them geeks or whatever, you know, like, oh God, the guy is in there buying a vinyl, a 45, you know, like, what kind of machine does he have at home to make that work, you know? How does that work?
Well, it's funny because when I went to interview TC, when I did that first story on TC Tolliver, I brought over a bunch of vinyl, and I showed him, hey, look, man, there you are with the Plasmatics and Coup d'etat, you know, and he's looking at it. And they had the collectibles, too. Like, I have a couple of 45s by them that are on different colored vinyl.
Yeah.
You know, it's all that stuff is, like, lost, the collectibles.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I don't want to lose my thought. I just want to interrupt for 1 minute because I do want to tell the people at home. I know a lot of you know that I have a page called The Maverick Soul Hour with Tommy Maher on Facebook. Somehow, this page has become a place for people to put all their videos on. And I really, I don't understand it. I really don't. And advertising stuff on this page. I know people advertise, like I have 5,000, you have 5,000 friends. Don't put their stuff on your page if they can. I delete it all. But I truly have that page on there for a reason. It's to promote this television show. And that is the reason that page is there. But as I wrote the other day, if you have a band, or you're in a band, or you have a friend or whatever that has, like we were just saying, that might not ever get a shot, send me a private message, and if they're good, and we'll put them on the show. You know, don't take up the whole page. And I'm not saying it like, you know, I'm anything. I'm not. I'm just trying to promote a television show. We're working very hard here to get this thing going, and we'll gladly listen to your music. I mean, you don't have to just sneak it on or slip it in because it's annoying. I mean, like, and I'm trying to promote this show today. I had to keep moving it up, you know, and it pisses me off. So if you have something, I will gladly, because like I just said, I love to promote unknown people. So I mean, if you have something on there, join the Maverick Soul Hour with Tommy Maher on Facebook, and I will gladly love it and be pleased to have you guys. I really would. So I just had to get that in there because it's been freaking me out because I'm writing. I even wrote a big nice thing and no one's paying attention to it. So I don't get it. But I think the book is a great idea, and TC is an amazing character. And when we come back, we're going to talk about another amazing character in the same band that he's in now. So we're going to go to a commercial. We're going to come back with some more great stories from my man here, Donnie G. We'll be right back with the Maverick Soul, so stay tight. We'll be right back. Hang in there. We're at the...
This is Beth. One resident describes her horrifying experience when she first realized the complex was on fire.
I got bronchitis. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Well, I woke up to go give me a cold pop. Then I thought somebody was barbecuing. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Then I ran out. I didn't grab no shoes or nothing, Jesus. I ran for my life. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 it's a fire. Oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. I said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Jesus, 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 Jesus. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time. Ain't nobody got time for that.
When your cable's on the fritz, you get frustrated. When you get frustrated, your daughter imitates. When your daughter imitates, she gets thrown out of school. When she gets thrown out of school, she meets undesirables. When she meets undesirables, she ties the knot with undesirables. And when she ties the knot with undesirables, you get a grandson with a dog collar. Don't have a grandson with a dog collar. Get rid of cable and upgrade to DirecTV. Call 1-800-DirecTV. When your cable company keeps you on...
We are back in this crazy madhouse, but it's only rock and roll and we like it. So we're back with the Maverick Soul and my special guest Donnie G. He came in from Jersey. He has this magazine called The Rag, which is the biggest music magazine in New Jersey. What he's doing is exactly what I enjoy as a musician, because I mean, like I said, you guys, you club owners actually should be, definitely calling this guy, because this is what the musicians are reading. They're not looking at your website, or everybody looks at this. I mean, all the musicians look at this. I know around here that's what they do. It's like the Bible,
Mm-hmm.
And that's because you get the real deal information.
Right.
You get the interviews from the real people. It's not all this phony bull crap and smoke and mirrors and all that crap. And that's what we like about this kind of thing. It's the real deal. And we like to live in reality, and it's like,
Yeah, we're definitely not trying to be pretentious.
It's like the studios, the old studios, like the Foo Fighters are doing now. I think that's cool what they're doing. They did their last thing in their garage, in their father's garage. I think their last album is great.
Foo Fighters got a lot of old school in them.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. They're bringing it back. He's got that other album coming out with a ton of different stars on it, and old school recorded. Where actually everybody's playing and there's no perfect vocals, and we want to hear mistakes, you know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I wouldn't want to hear Jimmy Page perfect, you know what I mean? I want him to be sloppy like Hendrix, or
You want that professional sloppiness.
And I want it different every time.
Right.
I don't want to see that, So, like I was saying before we did go to commercial, we do have another friend that is in TC's band, which also is Vince Martell. Well, I'll tell you what. The name of the band is The Chocolate Fudge. Vince Martell started this band, which was the Vanilla Fudge. So now he has a band called, which if you saw our show, we did do a show with them at BB King's. And
I was at that show.
You were at that show.
Great show.
And in the band is Vince Martell on lead guitar and vocals. T.C. Tolliver on drums from the Plasmatics, Juma Sultan from Jimi Hendrix, percussionist, played at Woodstock with Hendrix, and my main man, T.M. Stevens, on bass, which is a show all by himself.
T.M. Stevens from everybody.
Well, he was with the Pretenders for 10 years. He was with James Brown. I mean, you name Whitney Houston. I mean,
T.M. Stevens told me a great story, and I'd like to share that.
Sure, absolutely.
We
love T.M. We love T.M.
Yes. T.M. Does the backing vocals on Living in America for James Brown.
Well, he did on our show. He told that story.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't want to repeat
No, well,
it. He'll obviously tell it.
Probably 60 or 70,000 didn't get to hear it, so give it a shot. You know?
Even though TM will probably tell the story better than I would, but basically he was in the studio playing bass, and the background singers got stuck in traffic that were supposed to be there. So they were calling for Mr. Brown to come out and do his vocals. But he didn't want to do his vocals without the backups.
Right.
So he says, I need somebody to sing. And he pointed to TM, who happened to be sitting there because he wanted to hear and see James Brown do his recording.
Right.
And he's like, me? So he went up there, did the background vocals. James Brown loved the vocals so much that TM ended up on the record. And who knows, I think those singers are still stuck trying to get from Dan Hartman's studio today.
Well, he did tell us that story, and I remember him telling me the story, and the way he explained it to me was like he just stepped out the door because he wanted to see this master at work. Because I had, I knew a little bit about James Brown. I kind of do a lot of James Brown stuff myself.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And so I'm pretty familiar with him. And he said he said I creeped out the door, and I wanted to just watch him work. And I said to him, now TM, from what I'm told, he would find, because he had all of his music was in his head, and he would say, you play this like this, and you play it, I want it like this, and I want it like, a lot of guys did do that back then.
Right.
What's his name did that too? Well, Wilson Pickett did it, a few of them, Otis Redding did it, but he said he was just standing on the side door, and James Brown said, I need singers, and he's like, you, and he goes, Mr. Brown, I'm not a singer. He goes, you are now, get over here. Because he would find people,
exactly.
If any little mistake that someone made, they would be fined. He was very, very strict, but that's why. They talk about Michael Jackson. Let me tell you something. There was nobody like James Brown. I mean, you watch the old stuff of James Brown, let me tell you something. You won't watch, and I'm not knocking Michael Jackson. He was a phenomenal talent, but let me tell you what, he took half of his stuff from James Brown.
Well, James Brown influenced so many performers, and he influenced one of my favorites, Steven Tyler. Live bootleg, he does Mother Popcorn.
Well,
it's amazing.
If you watch Steven Tyler in his younger years, his moves on stage, a lot of it is James Brown. The splits and everything that he used to do, you can't do them now. He falls off the stage now. But I believe me, I take my hat off to Steven Tyler. But James Brown was, to me, forget about it.
He was the godfather.
He was just amazing. So, what's next? What do we got coming? I mean, now you're gonna have this book coming with TC. Now this is just strictly TC Tolliver.
Well, it's TC Tolliver, but I think one of the amazing things in it is that I called Richie Stotts, and I'm in the process of getting Richie Stotts from the Plasmatics and TC Tolliver speaking for the first time in years.
Oh, good.
They're not upset with each other. It's just that life took its toll, and they went in different directions. I would love to do the same thing with Wes Beach also.
Well, that's kind of what our buddy Randy Pratt does. He brought back the Vanilla Fudge. He's got, he likes to do that. And he's got Cactus now back. You see, Cactus is the recording now with Randy's thing.
The picture, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, T.M. Stevens is a big part of T.C. Tolliver's life because I mean, T.C. plays with Shaka Zulu, and he's gone on tour. goes on tour with them, and T.M.'s introduced T.C. to people along the way.
T.M., I got to tell you, I've seen everybody. I mean, my first concert was other than the Cafe War, and I seen Hendrix and all them there. And but the first concert was Woodstock, so I mean, I've seen them all. But TM Stevens, you cannot take your eyes off that guy when he's on stage. I don't care who he's playing with. You can't take your eyes off that guy. He is a show by himself.
Face lights up.
Well, we are coming to an end. You want to shout out, make sure that everyone has your email, how they can contact you and what they need to do. And let me tell you, I'm just going to hold this while you're talking.
Okay. The email address again is Donnie, DONNIEG 777 at hotmail.com or Donnie G at theragrocks.com. And the website is theragrocks, ROCKS.com. Also, you can feel free to call me anytime at 732-693-7841. If you get the message machine, please leave a message because I will get back to you. And hopefully, pick up the rag. Page 2 lists all the places you can find it.
There it is. And the Temptations. I love the Temptations. That's one of my first. I actually sang on stage with them.
Oh, really? That had to be exciting.
They dragged me out, and I did My Girl with them.
Cool.
But guys, pick up the rag. Donnie G, it was such a pleasure to have you here. We want to have you come back. We would love to have you come back, and we will go to Jersey when you're ready with your show. I love people like you. I love what you're doing. I mean, keeping it going. You're keeping it old school so the young school can learn about what the real school is. And that's the whole ball game. So
it's all rock and roll.
No, it's not. We got to get it back to the old rock and roll because it's kind of lost its way, believe me. But go out and support your local music, your bands, and I'm telling you guys, club owners and musicians, the rag. Pick it up. It will do you right, but get yourself in here because this is going to be a big paper, and it's getting bigger every day, so you want to get in now. But we have to wrap. I'm running late. So, Donnie, again, a pleasure, an honor, and I'm glad that we had you, and we'll have you back. But
Thank
right
you.
now, it's time for us to hit the old Maverick Soul Trail, the old dusty road. So, guys, we love you. Thanks for tuning in. Next week, we will see you Monday night, and we will be here live with the Maverick Soul with Tommy Maher right here in the maddest house you ever want to see. And wait till you see what we got coming with the Madhouse. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great, blessed week, and be safe. And that's about it. So keep it tight.
You know the night time is the right time to be with the one you love. Oh, come on, baby. Oh, now, sugar. I wanna be with the one I